The Gaffer, 3 points, 9 games unbeaten, and secured the place in the league for next year. How are you feeling after that one?
Feel brilliant, Jack. 9 games unbeaten in any league is really difficult. Let alone the league we're in, and what we had to start with at the start of the season. So to go a full quarter of a season is phenomenal. But I've set them another target. I want to go 12. That would be 12 games out of 36 unbeaten. So we're not done yet. We've still got 3 games to go. But I've got to give it to the players. That they were excellent today. I thought there's periods of the game where we lost it a wee bit. I thought at the start of the second half we were a wee bit kind of slack, to be honest, and let Stirling back into it. But they showed character, they showed belief. That's what we wanted to bring to the club, and that's what we've done. And they go and show character to finally get over the line and get that 2-1 victory and deservedly 3 points.
So 9 games, so that's a full round of fixtures in this league. No a single defeat. Yeah. Can you really put your finger on what's happened, obviously, from the previous run of form? Yeah. Can you put it down to anything specifically?
That's a good question, Jack. I think when I took over the role, Jack, I specifically had a date in my mind, and I spoke about the 21st of March. I actually made sure the boys had a night out that night, and that would have gave us 6 games to go. But I just knew that January and February there was going to be a lot of turmoil. There was going to be a lot of people who potentially wanted to stay at the club, and I felt needed a freshness and moved on. But there was also potentially people who I felt could have moved on or should have moved on, and they wanted to stay. And so there was a wee bit of to and fro, and to be honest with you, it wasn't a nice period of time for everybody, and you're trying to get a team on the pitch. There was a couple of people, as I said, particularly unhappy during that period, and I think that had a real effect on the full group. In terms of the games, there was a few games where I felt we deserved more points in, if I'm being honest. But eventually I knew when we got to March, I just knew that the transfer window, you don't turn around 17 players, Jack, and it happens overnight. You've got to get them into the building, you've got to work with them in training, you've got to get them to know each other. And to be fair, they've done that, and I just knew that by the time we'd get to March, we'd be on a wee roll, and we've been proven right, and it's all credit to the players. They've been fantastic.
And two of those players have been kind of key for the turnaround. Scott Thomas and Scott Honeyman, both of them getting on the score sheet today. How impressed have you been with the pair of them?
I love the two bits. They're magic. They're playing with a real smile on their face. They're just two good boys. They want to listen. They want to learn. And listen. See at the start of the season, Jack, if we potentially weren't in the situation we're in, we might not have gave a chance to these two young guys. So I think it was last week or the week before we had something like 6 players under the age of 21 on the pitch. So. We are certainly a club who give people an opportunity. We're certainly a club who try and develop these boys, and I've loved working with them. They've been great, they've been phenomenal, and they deserve all the credit they get.
And obviously, we don't want to look too far ahead, but obviously, with the position the league secured, are you going to look at use these last few games to kind of look at who's going to be in the plans moving forward?
I think that the main thing for me is winning the games. I want to go and win the last 3. I want to really finish strong. We'll enjoy this weekend. We'll enjoy the 9-game unbeaten run. It's just the way I am. It's also the way the players are as well. And it's credit to everybody. I speak about 3 dates when we took over. November 24 when we went in administration. And then Mario and the fans saved the club. Around about June. And at that point in time, we didn't know we were in a contract, we didn't know we were at the club, we didn't have any players signed. To get that over the line today, this is a massive day for everybody involved, and it's credit to you guys, credit to the people behind the scenes, the players, the supporters who have stuck with it. There's a massive line being drawn under administration now. There's no more talk about the -5 points, although if we did have them, we'd be still chasing the playoffs, but that's another story. But there's been a massive line drawn under it, and a lot of people have held their nerves round about the club, and that's brilliant. That's character and that's resilience, and that stands in real good stead for the future as a club. So really delighted, really looking forward to the future in terms of the 3 games that we need to take care of, and then who knows what happens obviously next season.
Just finally, before we look ahead to next week, obviously we don't like to see the scenes at the end, but the fact you have all the team sort of in there backing each other up, is that exactly the sort of spirit you want to see?
I've not seen it back yet, Jack, so I need to see exactly what happened, obviously. But it's a bit of character and a bit of spirit, a bit of, I don't know what's happened. The referee said that it's a straight red card, so I'd have to see it back on the video. But in terms of the character we've certainly got character. That's what I wanted to bring here, and that's what we've certainly got. And we just need to look forward. We've got 3 games to go. I want to win them. but there will certainly be tough games, as all these games in this league are tough, Jack.
Just finally, that's the game next week. We get Clyde, team up the top of the league. A real chance to show just how far you have came. Is that exactly what you're looking to do?
That's it. It's going to be a tough game. They got a good result today, I believe. So another tough game. But the 3 games are going to be really tough, Jack. So, but again, credit to the players. I need to mention just finally that Tony Wallace, in terms of the 150th, that's a fantastic achievement for Tony. He's vice captain. He's been brilliant. So credit to him for that. It's not easy in this modern day age where appearances are kind of limited. But to get 150 for the club, that's been a brilliant effort. So, really delighted with that.
Congratulations, Gaffer.
Thanks, Jack.